right, folks, let's go to Chicago. About 2020 students in the city's public school system will be required to have post-graduation plans in order to graduate. Mayor Rahm Emanuel introduced the plan in April. The plan requires students to show they have secured a job or received an acceptance letter from college, a trade apprenticeship, a gap year program, or the military. Emanuel says the plan keeps new high school graduates off the streets and stops violence. The school board approved the plan in May, but there's no plan in place for the cash-strapped district to provide enough mentoring and counseling to help students. In 2016, the district laid off 1,000 teachers and staff members. All right, now let's deal with this. So, on the surface, this sounds great. But as somebody who lived in Chicago for 6 years, I can tell you the school district sucks. In fact, the city colleges of Chicago were spending $40 million a year on remedial education. Where were those students coming from? Chicago public schools. Sure. So it's a little hard for me to listen to this mayor require this of students when you're largely getting an education that sucks.
Well, I mean, it's just the Chicago cabal strikes again. This is Arnie Duncan's idea, and then Rahm picks it up. But as you know, Roland, and I worked for the Philadelphia Public Schools for years, still do work with them. There are no guidance counselors. When you don't give the people the tools necessary to educate our children, Karen Lewis called it. She said, yeah, well, stop cutting the budget then if you want us to make a plan. And after all, one of the parents said this, you should get a degree for what you already done. I earned my high school degree. Give me my degree. I'm not sure that this passes the sniff test even in terms of legality.
Well, and the thing, Angela, that again, it jumps out at me when I see this plan. And again, as somebody who believes in trade schools, who believes in community colleges, who believes in all the things that you heard there, and I've long said the fundamental problem is you don't have real guidance counselors. Mm-hmm. You don't have enough people who can sit down with students, talk to them, assess their skill set, go through what they know and what they don't know, and to help them when it comes to various careers.
Well, you know, when we look at education, we've got so many issues, so many problems. And so we're always at this crossroads of how to make it better, how to get more money. And then we find ourselves in this conversation about or we're only going to do this or that, but it really is about and. We need to be doing all of these things. I think that students, with the work that we do at the Gloucester Institute, you've got to also promote inside of students and encourage them to be looking towards their future, which I think is the good part about the initiative. But at the same time, the basic resources and assets need to be in place in order for students to be able to rise and succeed.
And look, Spencer, I am very much involved in the Rethink High School initiative with Execute America, work with him as a consultant, do lots of stuff when it comes to school choice as well. And again, what bugs me is that when I hear this proposal, I know how bad the education is in Chicago.
Right.
So you're asking something of some students that you can't even deliver as a district.
Right. But it sounds like you would be for accountability for both the schools and accountability for students in terms of
No. I'm not calling this accountability. Mm-hmm. I'm calling this this is not accountability. Right. This is opportunity.
Right.
Accountability for students is for you to graduate.
Right.
That's right.
What this is really saying is what you should have postgraduate. Now, what makes more sense to me, as opposed to this proposal, is if Rahm Emanuel said, for every Chicago public school student, we will guarantee you 2 years in the city colleges of Chicago.
That's right.
Which will allow you, whether you want to major in something, go to a trade. So, for instance, when I was living there, ComEd had a drastic shortage through retirements of the people who actually climb the utility poles. So what they did was they created a 9-month training program with Kennedy King College, where my wife was vice president. And at that particular college, if you completed the certification and you got hired by ComEd, starting salary was $70,000.
Yeah,
okay, that was for the people who said, you know what, college ain't my thing, but I want to do a trade. But to sit here and say that because here's the deal. For what he's asking, and I get it, you're going to have to be thinking about that as a freshman.
That's right. That's right.
And it's not just, oh, I'm going to wake up as a senior
No.
and go, oh, I want to focus on this as my career. No. Look, I went to Magnet School of Communications, okay? At 14, I was thinking about what I'm doing right now. But that was clear. That was targeted. And we had people who were teaching that. The problem here is that if you don't have the infrastructure that actually makes this possible, this is nothing but a great idea on a sheet of paper.
That's it. And they've cut the budget in the federal, in the city colleges of Chicago. I mean, Kennedy King, Olive Harvey, those schools do an incredible amount of work, but they're cutting their budgets. And you're right, Roland, if you got somebody in the building to help you, then you can make progress. But yeah, this is a PR stunt, a ploy. Put money in public education, as you say, Angela. Let's make a commitment to education. This country's never done it. In Chicago, you know, is no different than anywhere else.
I'm going to do this here. Can y'all actually play this? You see my iPad, please? Let me know if you see it. Do you see it? Okay. All right. Let me just go ahead and plug it up again. So I was at a Silicon Valley event in New York, and I was talking about this idea of when you don't know, you don't know. So this is a program. This is called We Need More by Verizon. And so just check this out.
All right, ready? And in a minute, we're gonna get these cameras rolling. We're gonna get Slade over there. I'm gonna have you stand right here, please. All right, let's roll cameras, roll sound, please. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I'd love to be a soccer player one day.
I thought about becoming an actor and/or a model.
Sure, write it down.
I want to be a pitcher in the Major League Baseball.
What do most of your friends want to be?
Basketball players, rappers.
Football players.
What's the highest paying job you can think of?
Singer or actor, like actor, actress.
See your answer up there? Now watch this.
Whoa. Wow, look at all these jobs that you can get.
What if I told you there were 4.4 million jobs in science and technology?
I didn't even know some of these jobs are jobs. What's a UX designer?
You don't really see these a lot.
Any jobs up there that you would want?
A zoologist. Food sciences. 3D modeler.
An astronaut.
Water slide engineer.
That'd be cool.
Brain surgeon.
Jet pilot.
See how much they make?
Yes.
Cool.
How does it make you feel to see all these different jobs?
Seems really cool, actually. Seeing all these jobs on the wall makes me feel like I have purpose.
I might change my decision.
Makes me think of that science and technology is everything.
It makes me want to change what I want to be when I get older.
What do you think the world needs more of?
We need more scientists.
Video game designers.
Engineers, architects.
Astronauts.
We need more people to believe in themselves.
We need more kids to see the world of possibilities waiting for them. That's why Verizon is giving free tech, free access, and hands-on learning to students in need.
Here's the point here, because we were discussing this at that particular event. When you don't know, you don't know.
That's right.
And so these kids, all of a sudden, they're saying, hold up, that's 100, that's 120, that's 150, 180.
That's right.
They're like, oh, yeah, I want to do that.
That's right.
But again, so I guess that's the problem I have with this idea. If you do not have the infrastructure in place,
how can you
where you are providing these ideas to these folks when they are in middle school and then freshmen in high school, how are you going to make this requirement just to get your high school diploma?
I mean, what was that, 60 seconds you just showed us? When I was in high school, Nashville, Hillsborough High School, we walked in and the guidance counselor did that exercise. They opened the book and you could look. That's one of the reasons why integration was pushed. It wasn't about white kids and black kids and brown kids sitting in the same room. It's about you're going to stop denying us resources.
Right.
It was those guidance counselors at the segregated schools that pushed those black students to the next generation. But that was very powerful.
Angela, spit your final comment.
The other piece there, the other key piece is the collaboration between the private and the public sectors in terms of helping to create those opportunities.
Exposure is key. Key. Residential segregation's cut us off from a lot. Exposure is key.
Bottom line is I want to see an actual infrastructure plan from Rahm Emanuel. Not this little flimsy idea. I want to see an actual plan of multiple guidance counselors where you have a person who's assigned per student. So if you got 1,000 people in a school, you can't have one guidance counselor. Ain't gonna work.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you. Oh my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no. That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV1.